So imagine this. You've been sitting at a computer, staring at a phone for a little too long. Now you need to go, for instance, jump out of a perfectly good airplane. Now, of course, your performance will change depending on what you've been doing lately. And if you turned your body into a jumbo shrimp, you're probably not going to fly very well. So if you want to be a competent free flyer, you need to be limber and you need to flow in the kind of motion that stiff people feel kind of awkward and weirded out. If you tend to be very kind of formal or, sort of British, and you don't move in public, so you're stiff all day long, or you sit at a screen like the vast majority of humanity right now, you don't necessarily have the time to do yoga all day. So what if you had a few minute long program that is a variable, of course, but something that brings you back into balance in a way that you have creatively pursued balance, and you stop worrying about what looks weird, what makes you look nutty, and you just do what makes your body into the athlete that you want to be. You move every joint in your physical form, and you move in every direction in opposition, reclaiming a wider scope of your range of motion. It requires creative exploration of the way you move. And it requires waking up your fingertips and your toes. It requires waking up the bottom of your spine and the top. It requires you to breathe consciously. And harness the power of your breath. And go deeper into what that means to you. And explore what some call your hara, some call your prana, some call your chi. Does it matter, the name? It's all pointing to the same thing. The energy force that is you, that is your body, that is your mind inhabiting this form. And the willpower of that electrical will, that intention of a person to move their form in a way that utilizes the full mechanism of the human body. You collect your chi. And you wake up your form. And you bring the spirit back into your mind. The spirited feeling of being glad to be alive. The cosmic humor that flows up from our will to live. Joy is our will to live. And fear is its shadow child. The lowest form of a set of solutions to a bunch of problems that only fear creates. awaken all your chakras, whatever that means to you. The energy wheels, there's one up here, right? Like a donut. Think about it like a donut. Spiraling energy going around you. And that slinky like toroidal energy can be accessed and expanded. And the intention of the being, if you focus your mind on the space above you. What if you were taller? What if you were 10 feet tall, radiating this very same you-ness into the universe? And the joy of being way up there, radiating a beacon of light and of love that you are into the world. And see that world with your mind's eye. And awaken your third eye chakra. And let your hands drift away as you wish. Gently and lovingly. Remember, the crown is the only chakra that it is said can be forced a little bit. But everything else, you gotta be gentle. It's your body. Your intention must be graceful. Power must have grace. And open your throat chakra, the source of your song, of your tone that is you, expanding it out into the world. And now polish that heart chakra. What does that mean to you? If you don't tap into the feeling of your heart chakra, your emotional center, then you're skipping this chakra. If you don't feel a little pull towards crying, in joy, in celebration, in compassionate connection, you'd be missing out on this chakra as you awaken it. And you awaken to it as part of yourself. And then a deliberate act of release. At the base of the rib cage. Releasing, releasing, releasing. In forgiveness of all that has been. And now the awakening of your root that comes up from the earth, connected to, in all moments, a never-ending umbilical cord to Mother Earth. And you release her down. And it is my recommendation at this point, go past just throwing the Reiki, pat your hands on the floor. I do 3 times. And that leads to a very nice, inevitable sun salutation in your spin. Inevitably. As a release. But I do urge people to just don't get so structured with your yoga that it becomes almost a burden. Keep the lively joy. Keep it a dance. There's a time and a place for every version of yoga, in the way there is every version of dance. And they overlap. But there is kata, and then there is the harmony of the two as one. And this concludes our brief yoga session. Give it a try. I think this will be as effective for you as it has been for me. It was taught to me from non-physical places repeatedly, and I believe them, that chakra clearing method that I've added my own sort of yoga spin to has repeatedly for nearly, well, gosh, here I am nearing 60 years old, and I do not feel that at all. I feel no pain. My body is strong and healthy. Not all the time, but I heal my injuries. I heal every time because I don't stop trying. I don't stop trying to heal. I don't stop trying to get strong, to get back up in every way. You got to get back up. I mean, you don't have to. But if you choose to want to, I think you'll like the results of a truly inspired life where you decide that you want to be here, that you decide you want to go all in and just be yourself and do what your joy leads you to do. In constant consideration for where that's going and what the effects of that are. It is a great responsibility to take on bliss as your way of being. It's the riskier path, and yet the path of following in the footsteps that many others have walked, where none of them seem to be terribly happy. Not deeply, you know. They were still medicating with life and culture and hungers of all kinds. And perhaps now, the few will become the many, the ones that have been in connection with their inner peace will become the norm. Starts with you, you know, choosing that more gentle vibration, choosing that slower feeling, that more graceful, non-judgmental, completely accepting allowance of joy. We know it's home because it was so easy. If it feels like it requires force, you might be holding it on the wrong end. You might be doing it the hard way. And that's fine too. Don't beat yourself up for learning how to do life. Going into a situation that's unknown, I figure it's kind of 50-50 whether you do it the right way. So you learn from what happened, you put it back into your utility belt for later. And when a situation shows up that requires that specific jewel of wisdom, it will be there. Because once you've learned a deep life lesson, you will always know it. And that is tremendous consolation if you ponder it. And is it not our wish to be consoled in the knowing of what is true?